This video, I'm going to go over everything that you need to know to get good at poker, starting from the beginning. So starting if you've never played before or you're really bad. So my recommendation is this game because it is free, and my bankroll is already big, but at the top right, you actually get a bankroll in this app, and it works pretty well. Do not lose money anymore. Get good at this first. It's way easier and it's free. If you do not know how to play, all the hands are ranked. So there's high card, pair, two pair, trips, straight, flush, full house, straight flush, royal flush. Now that's a lot to remember, but you will remember it pretty quick while you're playing on here, because you also have a meter at the bottom which will tell you how strong your hand is. Like this hand, we have a high card, which if you remember the order, that is at the bottom. That's pretty bad. We would not really do anything with this hand, pretty much no matter what, actually. Because even if you hit a jack on the next card and get a pair, there's an ace and a queen on the board, which the ace and the queen, they are not good. That means that if someone else has an ace, and now even a 7, anything, you lose. And basically, yeah, you lay out 3 cards, one more card, and whoever has the best hand, like, see, they have king high. No one even had a pair. I guess the 7s on the board plays, but everyone has a pair of 7s on that board because there's 2 7s on the board. So that's a hand. King 3 offsuit is not good. I would never play that hand for real money. I would never play that hand for fake money. Basically, okay, here's a newbie thing. So a lot of you might get mad and be like, oh man, but you missed out on a king. Someone could have had a better king. And a lot of times they're going to. And a lot of times you're not going to hit the king. And it's only one pair. You remember the order? One pair is not that good. Alright. So this hand, look at the meter. That shit, this shit pretty good. Now, you can just call. I'm going to show you a trick. If you're aggressive, you might just win it pre-flop, but this is Zynga. So a thing with this site is basically it's for free. So it being for free means that people aren't going to give you as much credit, but it's for free. We're just going to have fun. He's got king 5. Good thing we listened to the meter. It was big. So the reason that hand is good to start off, because you might be you might not know why ace 10 is good. Basically, it's good because you have an ace. An ace is really good. If you have an ace in your hand, you are gonna be more likely to flop top pair. Which, if you have the biggest pair, you're gonna probably win. Unless someone has, you know, the 2 pair, the trips or something. You can't really have more than 1 pair to start with anyway. So it's one of the best hands that doesn't have a pair. Okay, another lesson real quick. So this guy is obviously tilted now, which is very important. So when people start playing like that, you can go even looser. So if I pick up any pair or ace high that's decent, I'll go all in with him. Like, he's clearly just mad. That's very important in this game, to be aware of who is mad. Because if they're mad, they're gonna be stupid. So since we know he's mad, we're not gonna play ace 6, because if we raise, he's just gonna go all in, and you gotta think ahead. Do I want to call his all in with ace 6? No. So we're gonna wait a little longer. And we still would have had a better hand. See, that's how bad these people are. This is way better practice. This is really good practice, basically. So here's an interesting spot. So he's all in, and the guy next to him is all in, and we have an ace in our hand. Like, that's, you know, questionable. When there's two people all in, you gotta think of it as a math equation. So basically, let's say they both have an equal chance, 50%. But then you add me in there, and let's say we're all equal. Now everyone only has a 33% chance. That's not very good. You do not want to go all in with 33%. It's not good. If we had a pair there, though, and I keep saying pair, like, you see that guy has pocket jacks? I've got a pair. Sometimes you get lucky and you start off with a pair. I know we haven't seen much of the other hand rankings, besides like pair, two pair trips and stuff, but all the other really high rankings are usually pretty rare. Like straights, flushes, full houses. You're not going to see those very often. Like, you're going to see them, obviously, but they're, I would say, between uncommon and like rare. And then over full house, like straight flush, you're almost, if you play like all the time like me, you might see those once a week maybe. This is a hand where if you look at the cards, they're both the same suit. That's another thing that can make your hand better. If your hand is suited, you have a better chance of hitting a flush, which is one of those really strong hands I was talking about. If you have a flush, you only lose to a full house or a straight flush, making it a very good hand. So if your hand is suited, like that pocket aces, that's the best hand. Anytime you have that hand, you have to raise. Always, basically. Once you start getting better and like a higher level, you don't have to always. I would say if you're playing on this website, to always raise. Literally always. It's a very good hand. Another thing with this game, if you really want to make money, if you've been paying attention to how I've been playing, very tight, aggressive. So basically, oh look, full house. Yeah, this is a very good table basically because everyone's willing to go all in with really bad hands. Like clearly too. Like we obviously know that they're going all in with bad hands. Basically, if you can find tables like this on Zynga, if you get really good at this, start building up a bankroll, maybe you'll be able to play for money one day. But for now, I would play on here and get very used to just learning how to exploit people. Like we clearly know that they go all in with bad hands, so we're going to go all in with them. We lose this time, but another lesson is this is a variance game. So basically, what that means is you could make the best play and lose. It is gambling. You'll be 100% to win sometimes, but it's very rare. Usually, there is always a chance that your opponent will suck out, which is part of what makes this game hard, because you want to win all the time, and you feel like you should if you make the right decisions all the time, but you won't. And the next big thing after that is basically how you deal with that. Do you get hella mad? Do you break your phone? Or do you just tell yourself that basically it's a variance game? I've accepted that. That's what I did. It's hard. It's easier said than done. But that's what you have to do to win. If you really want to win, this is what you have to do. Basically, to continue my little story, I played this for about a year straight. I built my bankroll from like $1 million to like $100 billion. once I hit 100 billion, I decided that I was now good enough to play for real money. Oh, and I was playing for real money with friends on the side, which is another useful thing. If you have friends, you can play with them. You can play with them for free, or, you know, like a dollar, something small, to make it a little exciting. Then, yeah, I started playing with them. Realized that I was the winner. And then realized I was the winner on this. And after that, I decided that it was time. I started playing. I basically would deposit $50 and buy in for as much as I could, which will lead me to my next lesson, which basically means bankroll management. This is a very important one, and a lot of you will fail at this. But basically, bankroll management. You have to not... It's a variance game, like we already said. So, in turn, that means that you have to have enough money to survive the losses. And there will be losses, because it's a variance game. So, like, what I was doing is I would have $50. I would buy in to two $25 games. And even though I was better, I had 0% chance of winning. How's that? Because I would never survive the losses. I would instantly, even if I ran it up 100 or 200, I would move up in stakes and just lose. You can't do that. The basic rule of thumb is for cash games, which is what this format basically is you want to have 40 buy-ins. You won't, if you start with this game, you will not have 40 buy-ins to start. But once you get up to that, well, on this game you can probably do 20. But if you move up to ignition, you want to have 40. Just to, like, you want to look at it as investing, not as a game. If you have 40 bigs, you have nothing to worry about. Like, you're never going broke. If you're good. You gotta get good first. If you're not good yet, go back to step one, get good, play on Zynga until you get good. But once you're good, if you have 40 buy-ins, you're never gonna go broke. Why would you ever want to play with less? Again, you're never going to go broke. And that's the number one thing you don't want to do. Because once you go broke, you can't play anymore. That's on this game, that's in real life, everything. If you run out of money, you cannot play poker. In which case, you cannot make more money. In which case, you failed. You don't want to fail. So make sure you have a big enough bankroll in order to play the games you want to play. That means if you run bad for a while and let's say your bankroll is 1,000, you're playing the $25 buy-in, right? So you got 40 buy-ins. If you end up losing like 5, you gotta go down. You can't just stay at that stake because now you don't have 40 big or 40 buy-ins anymore. Or on this game, if you can do 20, but I say 40. For tournaments, I'd say 100 at least. Tournaments are a lot more complicated, and if you want to know the bankroll management I do for tournaments, there's a short that I made about it. You can find that somewhere. It's complicated. But yeah. Hope you all learned something. That's it for this video. And if you get good and want to learn more technical stuff, all you gotta do is click on my ignition videos. Those things are hard.